After 16 long years, Leeds United are back in the top flight of English football. The club has seen a lot of ups and downs during this 16-year exile, but managed to secure their long-awaited return in style after being crowned champions of the 2019-20 EFL Championship. This is quite an astonishing achievement given how painfully close they were to promotion a year ago. Indeed, teams suffering a heartbreak of such sorts do tend to lose their way for a bit. However, Marcelo Bielsa's man showed a lot of mental strength and made sure that mistakes from the previous campaign were not repeated. In that ill-fated campaign, the White Lilies had a poor second half of the campaign and lost games they normally would have won. Nonetheless, a professional display throughout the 2019-20 campaign ensured that there would be no more hiccups. The current Leeds United side is a very difficult prospect for any team, and beating them will be no easy feat. Marcelo Bielsa is quite renowned for making teams that have high energy and play intense football for the entire duration of the game. The Argentine is not an authoritarian, but he demands a lot from his players. His teams only have players whose fitness levels, technical quality and willingness to kill themselves on the field are apparent, and that is exactly the sort of side the rest of the Premier League clubs will be facing when they take on Leeds. Not only that, Bielsa sets such high standards for his players that they improve on an individual level as well. The Argentine spends hours on end to help his players improve and expects them to fully meet his expectations. Now you must be wondering why we're only talking about Marcelo Bielsa and not Leeds. In all honesty, there is no Leeds in the Premier League without the former Athletic Bilbao manager. Bielsa is the reason why this team does not look like any of the Leeds sides we've seen in the past. So tell us, did you ever see Leeds United relentlessly pressing opponents when they were in the Premier League? Or how about those laser-quick attacking transitions or possession-based football when Leeds are playing against teams that defend in low blocks? Such meticulous work on the training pitch has never been seen before, so many people who haven't followed Leeds United the past couple of seasons will be surprised. The Elland Road effect. Now we know that at the moment, every single game in the Premier League will be played inside empty stadiums. That makes things a tad boring, but there is definitely something about Elland Road. The iconic stadium has seen its fair share of amazing encounters in the past, and it isn't a welcome sight for visiting teams. And under Bielsa, Elland Road has become something of a fortress. It's simply not easy to beat Leeds into submission when they're playing at home. So the "you shall not pass" analogy perfectly sums up how effective this team is when guests come calling. Regardless of which team they're facing, a home game is something everyone is up for, and once fans are allowed back inside stadiums, visiting teams will be in for a nightmarish 90 minutes. The Fearless Warriors. Back in 2014 when they eventually got relegated, many people will remember Leeds United being too timid and simply not playing to their full potential. Indeed, off-the-field issues that the club was facing during that time impacted what was happening on the field. Today, however, it's a totally different Leeds. Rejuvenated and out to prove a point, the Lily-Whites have a very fearless approach towards the game. Normally, you'd see newly promoted sides play a very conservative brand of football, and they'll ideally emphasise on avoiding defeats rather than winning games. This actually impacts a lot of players who have enough creative juices flowing in their systems to guide their team towards good results. Leeds United, however, are going to be quite the exception. Bielsa loathes the concept of being too cautious. Expect Leeds to be a high-pressing side with players looking to force opponents into making mistakes. This aggressive approach towards the game is going to ensure a lot of excellent matchups, and we can guarantee you that there'll never be a dull moment when Leeds come calling. On their way, they might even suffer a few embarrassing results, but we are unlikely to see Bielsa discard his ideals. Moreover, playing on the front foot also allows the team a chance to expose a big team's defensive fragilities. Indeed, the likes of Man City, Man United and Chelsea could be exposed by Leeds United if they're unable to tackle their rather well-documented defensive issues from last season. This also doesn't bode well for teams like Aston Villa, Everton and fellow newly promoted outfit West Brom. That never say never attitude. One of the hallmarks of this new look Leeds side is the never giving up attitude that has served them so well in the last 2 years. Under Bielsa, Leeds back themselves to win games even if they're trailing in the dying embers of a game. Throughout his spell in charge, Bielsa has overseen some really great results, and a lot of them have been in the last few moments of the game. It is all hammer and tongs with this team until the referee blows the full-time whistle. Due to their great fitness levels and high endurance, Leeds United are going to be a very resilient side and are unlikely to cower in the face of adversity. Perfect signings. Another reason why Leeds United are in the Premier League to shake up the order is the way that they've gone about their business in the transfer market. The Whites have already broken their transfer record when they signed Rodrigo Moreno from Valencia. The centre-forward is a perfect player for Bielsa since he actually thrives in possession-based systems. The Spaniard will score goals, and his tireless attitude and clever off-the-ball movement will make him a great option up front for the rest of his teammates. Leeds are definitely going to make a few more signings, and if they're able to sign a high-caliber creative playmaker, this team is bound to cause a lot of panic. Defensive behemoths. While they do love playing attacking football, Bielsa has worked really hard to create a very sturdy defence that is expected to face a lot of tests in the upcoming season. The Whites conceded only 35 goals in 46 league games and kept 22 clean sheets. This is a ridiculous number of clean sheets given how excruciating and arduous a championship season can be. With the likes of Luke Ayling and Liam Cooper getting the right midfielder ahead of them in the shape of Calvin Phillips and Stuart Dallas, Leeds have an excellent base that will help them snuff out attacking moves. Moreover, the transition from offense to defense is great as well. When they're not in possession, Leeds United form a narrow line which is nigh impossible to beat. Moreover, the players are excellent at closing down opponents and simply switch off all the passing lanes, which makes it really difficult for teams to be creative. If you remember, Sheffield United were flying high in the Premier League last season because of somewhat similar defensive tactics and ended up finishing in the top half of the league standings. While they did score freely enough, the Blades' defence was the reason why they were so close to securing European football for the upcoming campaign. You can definitely expect something similar from Leeds. The Bielsa factor. As we've mentioned previously, Marcelo Bielsa has trained the bejesus out of this side. The Argentine tactician is well travelled and is one of the pioneers of the high-pressing game. He's meticulous when it comes to preparation and leaves no stone unturned in his quest for perfection. This isn't a guy who plays by the rules. If you remember, a year ago, Bielsa was in the centre of the Spygate scandal, where his team was found to have used coaches to spy on an opponent's training sessions. When questioned, Bielsa didn't really beat around the bush and admitted to the accusations before going on to tell everyone how he prepares for games. From brilliant tactics to free-flowing attacking football to such moments of madness or genius for us, Bielsa is the only one of his kind, and he's going to make sure that his charges aren't fazed at the prospect of playing against teams that have been playing at a high level for a longer duration of time. In all fairness, the current campaign will always be seen as the one where Leeds United will be looking to survive. However, looking at Bielsa's career in management, the Argentine will never settle for mediocrity and will expect his players to perform on the same level as most of the teams in the league. Leeds are going to be exciting to watch for sure. The way they want to play football is something that's definitely going to win them a lot of fans worldwide. There might be times where they'll struggle, but then again, every newly promoted team goes through such patches. However, the Lily Whites are definitely going to be punching above their weight next season, and there will be a few upsets here and there. Want to know how we never miss a match? With Fubo TV, you can stream any game, anytime, anywhere. Use our link in the description to start for free and watch your favourite teams live.